Love. Luscious, deep, beautiful, gorgeous, heart-opening love. Love is connection with others. It's connection with yourself. It's a feeling of deep appreciation, enjoyment of who you are and of the people in your life. Yet, many of us are kind of letting love be on cruise control. Or we've said, I got enough. I don't know what to really do. How do I get more? Some of us are really focused on manifesting love. It's time, and we know it. I'm going to take a look today at all these forms of love and how I've helped many, many clients over the years open up, express, and receive more love, getting through those blocks and things in the way. We're also going to do a flow dream, an energy exercise right here today to open up and increase the love in your life. And what better timing is there in this beautiful week in February? Stay with me. Flow dreaming, still kinda woo-woo, is just what it sounds like. An escape into the world of woo. Also, a ride into you and how to feel happier, wiser, and more self-aware in every way. It's your ultimate journey into personal growth and inner power. We'll explore ideas like how your energy self influences the kinds of opportunities you encounter, or how your personal growth can drive your business growth, or even how that feeling of being stuck is really always coming from something else. We just have to figure out what. That's right. We're a dash of woo-woo, a sprinkle of self-care, a heap of problem-solving and pattern-busting, and a giant cup of encouragement. We're going to relight so much passion, purpose, self-love, and confidence in you that you practically stagger. I'm Summer McStravick, your host, and welcome to Flow Dreaming, still kinda woo-woo. Welcome, everybody. I am Summer, your host today. And yes, this is the 20th season of the Flow Dreaming, Still Kinda Woo-Woo podcast. As promised, in this new season, I'll be sprinkling in a few more flow dreams, which I hadn't done for a while, but I feel like many of you are new listeners and you're curious, what is this technique for manifesting? What is this philosophy? So I aim to give you a taste of it and really go deep into mindset and manifesting around a bunch of different topics that I know many of us are going to very much relate to. So look me up if you haven't heard of me before, Summer McStravick. You can find my website, Flowdreaming, and or my app that you can download to your phone. It's Flowdreaming for meditation and manifesting. And these will get you going along with all of the free resources and training materials that you will find at my website. Let's talk today about love and connection and intimacy and receiving. This is the month where, in the Western world, we celebrate, the United States, we celebrate Valentine's Day. We take a day to consider the people in our lives that we care especially about, and we tell them, I love you. I appreciate you. You're meaningful to me. I hope I'm meaningful to you. It's really a delightful tradition if you think about it. Most holidays are centered around something religious or spiritual or civic. And this one is just like, I love you. It's pretty amazing. But to love others starts with loving ourselves. You know this. You've heard this before. And we all do love ourselves to one degree or another, but sometimes we don't love all of ourselves. We love some of ourselves, but other parts, we try to keep them in line. Or we feel regret or shame. We feel disappointment in ourselves. We also realize that the only person who can absolve that is ourselves. The people that maybe we feel we've left behind or hurt or lost along the way, they may no longer even be available to absolve our feelings. It comes to us. to increase the love that we have inside. And how do we do that? We practice it. Switching gears. Many of you are also thinking, I'm good with love in myself, but it's the love of other people. It's being in love, having a partner, having family that gets along. Love is really just intimacy. It's just connection. Whether it's connection and intimacy with yourself, appreciation, or of others, it's really the same thing. When you choose to do it with yourself, you have the greatest amount of power because you cannot really say no to yourself or I'm not interested. If you say we're going to do it, you're going to do it. It's going to change. But with others, it can feel murkier. When you're saying, I want to increase, expand, enhance the love that I have with my family, well, maybe you've got some family who doesn't want to do that back with you. So your desire may be all in, but theirs may be zero. When you're saying, I want a deep, romantic, gorgeous, lifetime partnership, but I don't have any prospects right now. You're saying, I'm wanting and desiring this community, this intimacy. But again, the other person isn't there to reciprocate. How do we deal with this? How do you manifest? How do you change things? Well, I'm teaching this to you today because tomorrow I'm actually giving an entire workshop on the language and the manifesting of love. It's part of my Flowdreaming mastermind. And when you're a member, you'll get a workshop live with me, questions, look at my face, ask me anything you need. Lots of exercises in class, lots of flow dreaming going on. We really get in there and make good, deep, strong, energetic changes around whatever it is that we're doing. And tomorrow, it's all about love. So I invite you, if you haven't checked it out, go to flowdreaming.com and look up the mastermind. Consider being with me tomorrow. Today is just a preview. It's a taste. It is how I help people and help myself develop, cultivate, and generate love. Along with some very specific details that maybe you've been wondering for a while. The first thing I want to answer is a question I get a lot. How often should I be focusing on love? How often should I be putting my attention to it in awareness? Because, particularly when I'm trying to manifest a partner, the more I think about it, the more frustrated and downcast I become. Because I end up becoming more and more aware that I don't have it. Aha, I know, you just answered your own question with that explanation. The ideal amount of time to invest in love is to reach a point where you feel deserving, blooming, blossoming with the feelings, confident, and positive. But if you spend so much time that when you go in, you start to get these little twinges of the opposite feeling rise up, like, gosh, we've been doing this for 2 months now and nothing has changed. Gosh, I still feel angry at myself for blah, blah, blah. The minute that awareness starts coming in and, let's say, tainting the energy, what's happening is there's a part of you that is becoming frustrated, a part of you that's saying this is all for nothing. Instantly, when that part comes in, pops its little head up, the work that you're doing begins to undo, right? The neatly wound thread starts to become unwound. So what we're looking for is the perfect amount of time for you to achieve a balance inside yourself, where you can simultaneously hold two almost contrasting feelings. One is, I'm deeply loved. My partnership lights up my life. I feel valued. I feel adored. I feel seen. I feel connected. At the same time, I'm aware, I'm logical. I know that maybe the person or persons that are part of this are not here yet. I get that. And that's okay. It is what it is. But this is temporary because here they are. Here they come. There's a sweet spot is what I'm getting at. And the more you practice, the more you will discover it. I'm trying to describe something to you that is actually quite experiential. But the one thing you'll know is if you are working on something to the point of frustration, you need to stop. Because now you're undoing the very thing that you've invested so much in trying to build. Okay, that basic question is out of the way. Now we're going to dive into the next. When you're desiring more love in your life, I actually want you to pull back from the type for a moment here. Play a game with me in your mind, in your heart. Maybe you want a partner. Maybe you want a closer connection with family. Maybe you just want to see, appreciate, and feel more joy and confidence and just warmth about your own being and what you've done and who you are and what you've been through and accomplished. All three of these, there's one basic feeling: love. In the land of flow dreaming, in flow dreaming land, when we activate a certain emotional state, I think of it like turning on a faucet and filling up an ice cube tray. It's hard to fill up just one little cube in the tray. Ice cube trays are meant to overflow, right? They've got the little grooves in between, so the water is eventually going to flow into every single one. When you activate a certain energy, a certain emotion in your life, it likewise goes to all the lowest places and begins to fill those up first. So by default, and thankfully, you almost don't even have to pick. You just need to start feeling deep, abiding, and gorgeous love. So that's what we're going to practice, and that's what we're going to work on. Now, here comes another question. Summer, how do I feel love when I don't have any? I need to feel loved by someone or by something. Okay, you've heard of self-love, right? Have you ever practiced that? Yes, but it's kind of weird. Good. Okay, we'll start with that. Or maybe you're an expert at it and you're like, I love myself. I've been doing this 25 years. Good. Turn on the faucet. Let it overflow. Let it spill into all the low areas. Sometimes it's easier to fix and grow and change something by not going directly into it, but by kind of going around it, being more subtle, being sneaky, if you will. But it's very effective. When you feel this emotion of love, I'm going to ask you, and we're going to practice a flow dream around this. I'm going to ask you, remember a time when you were very much feeling loved or loving? When everything was just right? Right about you, right about yourself, right about your life. And gosh, maybe it was 20 years ago. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago. But there have been moments where you felt just seen, held, safe. I'm going to ask you to remember that feeling. Now, imagine like you're spraying a light rose pink dust all around you. That's the feeling. That's the emotion. In manifesting and flow dreaming, that emotion becomes the driving force of everything that comes to us. When you're feeling love like this, when you're feeling, I feel adored, I feel seen, I feel wanted, this energy is now becoming part of you. It's becoming part of your whole system. It's becoming part of your being. It's becoming part of your soul. It's becoming part of the information mapped in your neurons. And what happens as you constantly and continuously and consistently create this particular emotion, this energy? Well, it builds up. It becomes more and more you. Now, what happens if you're building up something in you? Let's say you're learning a new talent or skill and you've been practicing the piano. At first, you're not really good. But eventually, you start to play really well. You sit down and your fingers are gliding and the songs are memorized and you're beginning to be experimental with it and you're like, I play. It's beautiful. The skill has become part of you through repetition, through practice. Love is the same. Why is love any different than playing the piano? If you are putting more and more of it into expressing it and experiencing it, it will start just within you. But as it becomes part of you, other people will be in recognition of that. They have to. You get your hair done in a new way, or you shave your beard, everyone says, "What did you do?" "I noticed." The world around you will react to the being that you are gifting to it, that being you. And as you start gifting the world this very content, loved, beautiful, satisfied soul that you are, how do you think the world will respond? Oh, I see it too. I feel it too. I align with you. What this means is you, in theory and in practice, have the ability to affect every potential loving situation in your life, every potential relationship in your life, including with yourself, through one singular, simple practice. Any of these relationships that need the most are going to get the most, right? The lowest point is going to fill up first before all the rest get filled. So if that is a person, a partner, and you're saying, "I'm ready to grow and learn and discover and become through a loving partnership, I'm ready to enhance myself and the juiciness, the joy of living with you, my love of my life," then that person in alignment with you says, "Me too. I see you. I feel it. I have the same. Let's go." We're taking the difficult away from this. We're taking a lot of the strategy. And maybe you've listened to other people and shows, and they have strategies and things you have to do and things you have to fix in yourself. I'd like you to try it my way for a little bit. I've seen it work in extraordinary circumstances. I have seen people attract their soulmates, get married, the love of their life, over and over. I have so many testimonials, so many emails come into me. I have seen people heal family relationships, and especially I have seen people heal and fall in love with themselves again. So do this with me. Focus on this gorgeous emanation of love. And maybe it'll come in strong and beautiful. Maybe it's just going to feel like a faint little whisper, like, "I haven't done this before," or "I haven't done this in a while," or "Am I doing it right?" Don't worry. You can practice and practice and practice again. It's really the concept that I want you to get. Well, I want you to get both. The concept as well as the actual skill of doing this kind of flow dream, or sometimes I call it emotional reconditioning, because that's what we're doing. We're changing your inner emotional structure by practicing a new formula, a new format, a new series of feelings, by practicing the same chords on the piano over and over and over until they become part of our muscle memory, part of our mental memory, part of ourselves. It makes perfect sense. It's logical. So come do it with me. And if you are wondering at the end, what was it that just happened? It is called a flow dream, my friends. It is not a meditation. It is not self-hypnosis. I will not be speaking quietly and gently. I'll be bringing you into flow state, and I'll be using emotion in my voice. I'll be using imagery that I just find beautiful, that maybe expresses something that I'm imagining and seeing, and I'll invite you to come in and see the same things. And maybe you'll see those, or maybe you'll see something different. I don't know. But afterwards, ask me all about what Flowdreaming is. What did I just experience there? And I have a ton of resources for you. You can go to my website or my app. I teach this whole process for free. And I also have a ton of flow dreams, which are recordings just like this one, but I have them very specific. Right now, we're practicing love itself. But eventually, When you've really understood, okay, I want to practice more of this, maybe you'll want to take a course on self-love that I've got for you, or maybe you'll want to attract my loving partnership and really shift it into that area. I've got it all for you. Just look me up and check it out. With that, let's go ahead and dive in. I don't want to waste any of your time today. I want to drop you right into this deeply loving space and show you what it looks and feels like. Now, at the very least, just listen to me. Just let yourself be lulled into this. But if you know how to flow dream or you're eager to learn and go deeper, then try and do this practice. Remember, flow state, which I will naturally lead you into. Guided daydreaming, that's going to be the imagination, the imagery that I'll talk about. And of course, deep, strong, powerful emotion. And today's emotion, love, intimacy, and connection. So go ahead and find a quiet place. And if it's safe to do so, close your eyes and follow me in. Let's begin by closing our eyes and taking a deep, full breath. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace. Go ahead and relax. Release your body. Roll your ribs. Release your abdomen. Roll your shoulders. Release your neck and move it back and forth, side to side, letting your jaw relax and releasing your brow as you continue to breathe. Let yourself feel as if you're floating. You're just floating. You're a little seed, a dandelion seed, floating on the wind, light as air, being carried wherever your life wants you to go. The current you're carried in is energy. It's you. It's you becoming your next, even more beautiful self. You land this little seed in a garden overflowing with all kinds of beautiful flowers, old roses climbing, bright, beautiful bulbs poking their heads up from the rich, dark earth, purple flowers, pink flowers, yellow, trailing vines over your head. And there's a bench here, a stone bench. It's inviting. You can feel as if it's been worn from the ages, from so much use over millennia. You take a seat on it, and you hear the gurgling of a fountain, beautiful fountain right there in the center of the garden. This fountain gurgles and laughs, the energy pouring from its top, not even water, just energy, the stuff of creation, life, a flowing swirl of light, iridescent, colored with pinks and silvers and golds and blues. Maybe you get up and put your hands in some of this flowing light, and you pour it against your chest, and it feels as warm as sunlight, as if the sun were beaming in through a window and warming you right there, waking your heart. You feel your heart in there, soft beating, keeping you alive, taking you into your next day and the day after, into all of your experiences. What a loving and generous heart. Your heart says, I carry you through life. I give you the gift of me, of our blood, of nutrients, of oxygen. I give this to you every day, every time I beat. And you say, thank you, heart. I love you. I appreciate you. I see the value. I know what you do. And your heart says, I do more than that. I also help you. I help you when you express love and feelings for yourself and others. That warmth you feel right now, that glow, go ahead. As if there were a fireplace in there, put another log on it. Feed it. Throw some rose petals in. Let the heart, let those feelings right now get stronger, grow inside you. Your heart says, I know how to love. And I enjoy loving. I really do. I know sometimes people have rejected the love that I wanted to give. And sometimes they've absorbed it like a dry sponge, and I could barely give enough. They needed so much from me. But that's what I do. That's what I'm made for. To create this feeling. To create this connection. So that you know there are people in your life right now that I can give this to. I can give heaps of it. I can give endless amounts of it. I am a well that never goes empty. I'm constantly filled. I am constantly filled and refilled and refilled. You can never give enough of me away. And I know you say, but we want to be loved back. We can't just let it all pour in one direction. Well, why not? Does it hurt anything? The more love you're expressing, you'll see how it comes out. With some people around you, you'll just be more attentive. You'll slow down. You'll have more time and patience for them. With some people, you'll be the opposite. You'll say, let's focus more on just what's good here. And you'll trim things out that take away from the love. I trust you. I know you'll express this just the way it should be expressed. Especially, you'll express it to yourself. Can you recall, do you remember a time when the love in your chest, you say this to your heart, can we remember this time when the love in our chest was so strong, it was like an infinite fire, never went out. Everything in my life was just right. I was happy with myself, happy with others, happy with where I was going. I felt like life saw me, connected with me, supported me, shielded me, protected me, and positioned me, guided me into all the relationships and experiences that I needed. I have felt that. I have felt divine love, knowing I'm here for you. And I hear you. I hear your prayers. I hear your voice. I hear your feelings. I hear your needs. I am here for you. I love you. You feel the love. You remember this. Again, you find yourself in this beautiful garden. Your hands on your heart. This warm patch of sunlight, this energy just continuing to flow into you and out from you with hardly any effort at all. And you're realizing in this moment, this is what it's like. It is effortless. It is taking the cork off a bottle and letting the bubbles spill up and out. This is what my heart wants. This is what my being wants, this connectivity. And as you look around, maybe your life is full and there are plenty of places and people to let this love flow into. Maybe your life has shifted and changed, and there aren't as many. And so you say, love, let's find something reciprocal. Let's find the right things, activities, people that will reciprocate with me. I want to get this exchange going. I devote myself to it. I dedicate myself to it. I promise myself to this. The next opportunity that comes up, where it feels like this is a perfect reciprocity with some place or thing or person, my heart says, ding, ding, there it is. And I step right in. And I say, we're going to connect. We're going to share. And maybe it's not deep, profound, long-lasting love. Maybe it's just a few moments of, I see you, I feel you, and I like you. Or maybe it is much deeper. Maybe it's love going to its next level, its next layer of expression. That kind of love. Maybe it's new love, fresh as spring grass under your feet, saying it's time for renewal. It's time for the next phase. Are you ready? And you say, yes, I am so ready. And that soft, spongy green grass under your toes, you just spring up on it, dancing in your steps. You go around the garden and you pick bloom after bloom, making a bouquet of spectacular colors and scents, however it flies together. Maybe it's perfect like a florist bouquet, all the right matching colors. Maybe it's a wild spray of different colors and flowers, all the different elements and people and aspects of your life creatively arranged. It doesn't matter. It's you. Smell the sweetness. Let the honey scent come into your being, come into your body. Receive it. There's no lack of love out there. It's everywhere. You look up and around like the flowers in this hanging garden of delights. There's love everywhere. Everyone is pining for it. Everyone wants it. Everyone wants more of it. Everyone wants to experience it, including you. It's not about finding love. It's about matching it, showing up for it. Saying, here I am, here I am, here I am. And that is exactly what you're doing as you open your arms and you spread them and you let this light and this desire out. Here I am. Align to me. Receive me. Connect with me. I am open to the right and perfect love, the right and perfect intimacy, the kinds of relationships that will grow me, help me, support me, renew me, build me, let me expand. Yes. And I want to be that way to everyone in my life as well. I ask for this. I demand this. I am this. And I know that life, flow, God, my higher power is smiling, saying thank you for claiming this. Thank you for receiving this. Thank you for demanding this. This is a demand that we love to fulfill, that we love to be part of. We want more of you to demand this kind of experience because it is the best. It's the most pure. It's the highest. Yes. You take your arms and you fold them back into your chest, the bouquet next to you, and you feel loved, deeply held, loved. The universe, God's source, flow, wrap flapping its feathery wings around you, saying, we're here, we're everywhere. We love you. You love you. Others love you. It's what everybody wants. Step in. Open your heart a little bit more. There you go, that's right. And let it. And you let that feeling stay in you, bloom in you. Even now, as you find yourself coming back from your flow dream, returning to present and opening your eyes. Now, my friends, some of you dove right in. Some of you didn't get there until we were picking the bouquet. Some of you only felt it right there at the end. Or maybe there were just a couple words or phrases. Maybe it was, you're right, everybody wants love. Everybody is looking as much as I am, yearning, desiring. Maybe that was the moment when you realized there is no barrier. It's an illusion. It's just alignment and who we want to be with and showing up for it and opening to it. I'm starting to get it. Even just starting to get it opens the door. If you open the door to the room, you now have access to the whole room. Opening the door is just as important as stepping in through and absorbing everything there. And that's what you did. You did that today. You did that for yourself. You did that just now. So this is what I mean by having a practice where we actually feel those things that we are, that we desire. And as we do that, not only do they begin to be a lot more easily felt, but life also aligns more and more and more to who we are, what we're making and creating and exuding. And that is how you let the sunlight begin to shine in. You have pulled all the curtains away from the windows. And now this room of your soul, of your life, can be filled with more and more love. Expect it from all different corners, all different places, all different people. Somebody will give you a compliment this week. Someone else will remind you about how wonderful and skilled and valued you are. Someone else will say, I'm so happy you're part of my life. Someone else might say, gosh, I really want to know you more. Look for it. It'll be there. Keep your eyes peeled. All right, my darlings, with that, I wish you all a very happy and joyful month, year, lifetime full of love. And don't forget, in fact, if you are listening to this in or around February 13, 14, I do have a whole workshop. We're going to go deeper, one with more techniques and journaling and reflective exercises. It's all part of my Flowdreaming mastermind. If that excites you, go to flowdreaming.com, check it out. I am mentioning it because, one, I just believe it's the best thing since sliced bread and I cannot keep it to myself. But also, you'll notice that this podcast, I don't have any advertisers or advertising. My own Flowdreaming is the sponsor. So think of it that way. It is the way that I kind of support and make it so I can give to you guys like this every single week. The last thing I want to say is, if you want me to really go in deep, go into your flow, look into the minds and hearts of the people that you know intuitively, I am willing to do that. Just book a private session with me, and I will give you an introductory session into this beautiful realm of flow dreaming and the just incredible things that can come from it. All right, with that, take care. I've got a little message here at the end. Thank you in advance for any of the ratings that you give on this podcast, a review, or anything wherever you're listening now. Much love to you all, and I'll see you next time. for more flow dreaming, still kinda woo-woo. Maybe you remember one brilliant thing, my summertime manifesting challenge. Well, I wanted a way to keep that energy going all year round. That's how I ended up creating the Flowdreaming Mastermind. This is different than any other program I've offered. For one thing, it is packed with teachings. Not only do you get immediate access to 36 courses and all the accompanying flow dreams and worksheets, but you and I will get to flow dream together each month live. Each month, I plan a special event, a flow dreaming session coinciding with the full moon or other potent day, and we gather to create huge manifesting energy. Think of it like a series of special events, and you're invited to every single one as a Flowdream Mastermind member, a Flowy, if you will. And best of all, it's affordable. Costs as much as taking a family of 4 to Applebee's each month. No kidding. You'll get to connect with like-minded souls around the world for flow dreaming parties, joyful energy cleansing, flow dreaming, some woo-woo rituals that show a little of my witchy side, and just a heck of a good time. Because the lighter and brighter you are, the lighter and brighter your life is. Check out the Flow Dreaming Mastermind at flowdreaming.com, because our next special event and party is just around the corner.